Now we are heading towards the inaugural session, so I request everyone to be please seated. The great insight received from Devin Choksi ji that we are heading towards 15 trillion US dollar economy and how we can participate in that. It is really important to understand, and that should be our takeaway from this conference, which we have planned for 2 days for all our chartered accountants. ICA Saurabh Ajmera, Regional Council member, once again welcome you all in this wonderful 2 days national conference on capital market. Now I request the chairman of this committee, CF MIB, CA Durgesh Kabra ji, and vice chairman of this committee to escort, CA Dayanivas Sharma ji, to escort our honorable respected president of ICI, CA Charanjot Singh Nanda sir. I request both the committee chairman and vice chairman to escort him on the dais. And we also have presence of Sri Jeevan Sonporate sir, Executive Director SEBI with us. Let's welcome with a big round of applause. I request Chairman of WIRC CA Ketan Sayaji to escort President sir on the dais. Let's welcome with a big round of applause the energetic President in WIRC, Jeevan sir. Let's welcome with a big round of applause ED of SEBI, Sri Jeevan sir, and the Chairman of this wonderful committee, CA Durgesh Kabra ji, Vice Chairman of this wonderful committee, CA Dayanivas Sharma ji, and the hard-working man and dedicated personality from Western region, our own Chairman of WIRC, CA Ketan Sayaji, to dais. I request all the dignitaries to proceed for lighting of the lamp first. I request all Central Council member, Vishnu Agarwal ji, past President Prafulla sir, Aniket sir, and all Central Council member, Priti Savla ma'am, Arpit bhai, all regional council members and office bearers, please join for lighting of the lamp. On this beautiful morning, we have our President of ICI with us, CA Charanjot Singh Nanda sir, and Executive Director of SEBI, Sri Jeevan sir. And this is really a fortunate part for all of us that our President is also known for the capital market, and he is having so much insightful thought which he is going to share with all of us. And before proceed, I request all the dignitary and all the members to rise for ICI motto song.
यैष सुप्तेषु जागृति यैष सुप्तेषु जागृति कामं 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 कामरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तदेव शुक्रदब्रह्मा तदब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता
Thank you, everyone. Now I like to invite the hardworking personality and the chairman of WRC, CA Ketan Saiyya sir, for his welcome remarks.
Most respected Honorable President ICAI, CA Charanjot Nanda sir, both worthy past President of ICAI, CA Praful sir, CA Aniket sir, respected Central Council members on dais on, and the Chairman of the committee, CA Durgesh Kabra sir, Vice Chairman of the committee, CA Dayanivas Sharma sir, respected Speaker for the session, Jeevan sir, the Executive Director of SEBI, the Central Council member on dais, CA Piyush sir, Central Council members of the dais, CA Preeti Savla madam, CA Arpit Kabra, my all regional council colleagues, Vice Chairman Piyush bhai, Shweta madam, Kamlesh bhai, Vijendra Jain, Sanjay Nikam, Kamlesh Sabu, and on the dais, Saurabh Ji Ajmera, respected seniors and friends. It's indeed a pleasure to welcome all of you to this national conference on capital market organized by CFMIP Committee of ICAI. Let me thank Chairman and Vice Chairman for allowing WIRC to host this wonderful conference of 2 days on capital market. As told in the morning, a much awaited conference on capital market where there are a lot of value takeaways. We as a chartered accountant closely attached with the capital market in various capacity, be it as an investor, be it as an analyst, be as an auditor. I think this is one important area where directly, indirectly, all of us are attached with the so many listed entities in the different form, and be it as an independent director. And it is most important to have a detailed deliberation once in a year on various important topics and the way ahead where the entire financial market of ICA India is going towards what. And I think we have all worthy speakers lined up. Beginning from morning, we have heard Devin sir, and I think all fantastic session lined up in all 2 days, and my heartiest congratulations to the committee, WIRC committee and the central committee for bringing all the worthy speakers to this 2 days national conference. At Western India Regional Council, we have been, undertaking various initiatives. We have started in February this first year of this tenure and started a fantastic series called Bhagyodaya, where any member who is in practice and want to expand his practice into different areas, we have started with topics like valuation, FEMA, international taxation, and called all worthy speakers. They have shared their lifetime experience. How did they started those areas of practice? What was the takeaway in their life? And if somebody wants to start today that area as a specialization, what they have to do? We have started with a program called Nyay Setu, wherein WIRC will support the members who are facing any inquiry, any show cause from any government authorities. We have almost 150 volunteers, chartered accountant and advocate CA who have turned as an advocate, came forward as a volunteer to support the members who are facing such notices. Of course, the genuine members are supported through this initiative. A unique first time ever in WIRC started something called Seva Sarthi, where we are acting as a bridge between the corporate who want to spend on genuine trust as a CSR expenditure and the trust where the volunteers of WIRC have done due diligence, have done the audit, have done the verification of the compliances being done by the genuine trust, where WIRC will act as a bridge. This genuine trust, we will take it to the corporate and corporate will do the CSR expenditures. Thus, WIRC is acting as a bridge between the requirement of genuine trust and the corporate who are spending into CSR. Various other programs are lined up. I'm very happy to say that almost 75,000 plus CP hours are generated up till now in 8th month by WIRC in physical program, and almost 35 to 50,000 CPA hours programs are generated in online program. Every week we have some or other online program. We already have regular program, Women on Wednesday, Tech Edge Thursday. We have continued with Niryat series where the opportunities in our overseas are demonstrated by various learned speakers out of India. We have started some online series on GST. One of the finest initiative which WIRC this year is started is something called Samvad Vishwas Ka, the help desk, where any member can ask the queries to the expert. Every month we host online on a Zoom platform, a help desk where the expert on a subject come forward and they answer the queries of the member, be it help desk on GST, be it help desk on income tax, be it help desk on RERA, be it help desk on bank audit, so on and so forth. And various such program where member in practice at large is supported by WIRC through various initiatives. Let me invite all of you to the fantastic program happening in the form of regional conference on 19th and 20th December at Geo World Convention Center, a unique 2 days AI conclave where the future of the profession, future of all the businesses lies. And we will, at forefront at WIRC, undertake these type of 2 days conclave. I also invite to 21 and 22nd November is our AI conclave. 19th and 20th December is our regional conference. And tomorrow we have a women's leadership program happening at Yogi Sabhagraha under the leadership of Preeti Savla madam. So I invite all of you to this 3 mega program. WIRC has up till now published some 7 publications, and today the most awaited, the reference manual at the worthy hand of President Sir will be releasing soon. With this, once again welcoming all of you to this 2 days national conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chairman Sir, for enlightening us about all the activities of WIRC and future programs. We also have a presence of our dynamic Central Council member, CA Piyush Chhajedji, with us on dais. So I request him to have his address in 2 minutes, please.
A very good afternoon, the respected President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Nanda Sir, Executive Director SEBI, Jeevan Sonparote ji, Central Council members on the dais, Chairman and Vice Chairman, Durgesh Kabra ji, Danish Sharma ji, the past Presidents, Praful Chhajedji, Aniket Talati ji, WIC Chairman on the dais, Ketan Sayya, Saurabh Ajmera, all the other Central Council members, Regional Council members, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. In fact, coming on capital market, very important area for chartered accountants today. And when I see historically in last 20 years, 25 years, the capital market has a lot of presence of chartered accountants, either in the investing community or as an investee or as a maybe heading some mutual funds, heading some private equities. And therefore, such conferences becomes very important. And I compliment the chairman and the vice chairman of this committee for organizing this wonderful and having a wonderful speakers lined up topics. And today, specifically this session, as we all know, obviously capital market is a backbone of this Indian economy. And we have a very two important regulators sitting over here today. ICAI, been represented by the highest body president of institute and the executive director SEBI, who plays a very important role, both the regulators, when it comes to financial reporting, which brings transparency in the capital market. No capital market function without the transparency in the financial reporting. And obviously both these regulators plays a very important role. And I'm sure during these 2 days, this would also be discussed apart from other areas, IPOs and all this. So without taking much of time, obviously we are eager to hear our leadership today. So thank you very much to the committee for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Piyush sir, for enlightening us about all the activities. Now it's time to hear the person who is making a lot of efforts for this wonderful conference, the chairman of this wonderful committee, CA Durgesh Kabra ji, Central Council member. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. And first of all, sorry to all of you that we are little behind schedule, but I am sure that we will try to make it. And for the capital market, I believe that patience is more important, and you all have kept the patience. And when you all have kept the patience, the fruits are going to be fantastic. Respected President of the Institute, Charanjot Singh Nanda sir, Jeevan Sonparate ji, the Executive Director of SEBI, Vice Chairman of the Committee, Dayanivas Sharma ji, my other colleague in the Council, Piyush Chhajer ji, the Chairman of WIRC, Ketan Sayya ji, Saurabh Ajmera, the coordinator for this conference, Vishnu Agarwal, who was recently here in absentia, all my other regional council colleagues, and Mr. Krishnan, the next speaker, who is also with us. Friends, I welcome you all from bottom of my heart. We have thought of having this conference in this particular area, and the time was such that probably we will not get the participants. 10th is the last date for filing the return. Earlier it was the 30th November, but the efforts which has been made by Chairman Ketan Sayya, Saurabh Ajmera, Arpit Kabra, Vishnu Agarwal, who are from this area, and the whole WIRC team could make it a successful event. More than 500 registrations. I can understand some have gone for tea outside because continuously stretching for 2 hours, it becomes sometimes difficult. So they are there, they'll come in this session again. Friends, capital market, as we all know, that growing leap and bound, and as was told by Deven Choksi ji, next 10 years are going to be fantastic for all of us. Nandaji will also talk a lot of things about the capital market, because capital market committee is at the heart of our president. What is the AUM today? By November 24, if we talk about the mutual fund AUM, In 2014, it was approximately 8.2 trillion. By November 24, this has become, November 25, it has become 68.4 trillion. And then it has further grown to around 75 trillion. November 24, the SIP was 25K, and in September 25 of this 25, the SIP got increased on the monthly basis 28.36 thousand crore. These are the changes which are taking place. Number of demat accounts have also increased like anything, from 22 millions in 2014 to 180 millions till now. This is what is the size which has grown as far as the demat account is concerned. And because of that, the time has changed for this country, this capital market, that yes, once upon a time, if I say in the story form, if a president of the US is sneezing, our market will fall down. Somewhere, some war is happening, a small bomb has got blasted, our market will get affected. But now, since last 3 years or 4 years, the Russia-Ukraine is going on. A lot of things have happened in India too, but our market has turned back again, and in 3 or 4 days it got stabilized and started going up. So the matured investors are there, matured domestic institutions are there in this country, and this kind of fund flow which is there, I think this is amazing time for all of us in time to come, when the economy of this country is being thought of from 4.2 trillion today to 35 trillion by 2047, when we complete 100 years. I think this is going to be the golden period for all of us, where we chartered accountant can do wonders. Beside our compliance and assurance, we can create wealth for ourselves as well as for our client too. And there we need to focus. But what exactly we need to do is, we need to be transparent, need to be ethical. Values have to be taken care of, then only all these things are possible. If we have other kinds of things in our mind, then you know the fraud will take place. So, we being the financial advisor, our duty is that we guide in a right perspective, we guide to our client, to anybody, that what kind of investment should be there. You have seen very recently that the IPOs which are coming in the market is getting oversubscribed many times, and an IPO is getting 1 lakh crore rupees in the companies are getting 1 lakh crore rupees in the IPO, and the money is to be refunded back. So the funds which is available with the Indians is tremendous, a very large amount, and I am sure that this will help all of us and this country to grow further. We being partner in nation building, our role is much more there. Take an example of SME IPO. The other IPOs will also be discussed, and there is a separate session on SME as well as main board IPO. But let me tell you, this is the time for SMEs also to get listed. Around 1200 SMEs are there, which are listed today. The market cap of those 1200 SMEs are approximately 2 lakh crore. the NSE has already shortlisted 20,000 such SME enterprises which are ready to get listed if they wish. But हम चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स के दिमाग में और हमारे क्लाइंट के दिमाग में एक बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है, दैट इज हमें डर लगता है कि कहीं ये क्लाइंट बड़ा हो जाएगा तो हमारे पास से कहीं चला न जाए. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ इनसिक्योरिटी शुड नॉट बी देयर, बट वी मस्ट बी partner in the growth journey of our client. Now, by partnering with the client, probably we will also get benefit. Or how you can do? Instead of being auditor, give audit to somebody else. Be a partner. Take the 5% stake in that SME. I think money will be more once that get listed rather than what we have earned through the assurance services. That is one route. The other fellow will give you the audit and he'll take the stake. So your audit is also intact. And two different chartered accountants, clients IPO has come. So that's how we should plan. And we should create our wealth as well as clients' wealth too. Also guide in a right perspective. They don't do anything hanky-panky. Friends, these are the things I thought I must brief you out. President sir is there, Jivan Sonparote sir is there. Lot of things are being taken care by the committee. We have launched very recently 2-3 certificates which are very important and creating opportunities for all of us. I would say compliance in capital market is a very big course which makes you the expert in compliance of capital market certificate course. Another one is investment banking certificate course, which again makes you expert in the investment banking and fund managing activity. We have started the fund managers certificate course with the IPSA GIFT City. That is also a fantastic one. And very recently, we have launched the NBFC certificate course. The first time ICI is launching that, since there are many chartered accountant firms who are involved into the NBFC audits or compliance. So it is needed right time. Let us create ourselves more opportunities into these area rather than doing only the compliance practice. With this, friends, I would again welcome all of you to this wonderful event which has been hosted by Ketan Bhai, the team WIRC, who has done wonderfully well, and I'm sure that you all will have fantastic learning and learning for earning. With this, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for highlighting all the opportunities for chartered accountants in this capital market. And friends, when we talk about the capital market, the role of regulators is very, very important. And today we are very fortunate to have presence of Executive Director of SEBI, Sri Jivan sir, with us. May I now request the Regional Council member, CS Sanjay Nikam sir, to introduce Jivan sir in brief.
Thank you, Saurabh Mehra for giving me opportunity to introduce today's learner faculty and dignitary on the dais. It's honor for me to introduce Sri Jivan Sonpatre ji, Executive Director SEBI. Sri Jivan ji currently holds a position of CGM at SEBI. He holds a bachelor degree of economics and MBA in finance. Since year 2019, he has been handling the Corporation Finance Department of SEBI. He joined SEBI in 1995, worked in the following departments: Secondary Market Department 1995 to 2003, Investigation Department 2003 to 2005, and 2012-13 also. He headed Office of Investor Awareness and Education for the period 2005-2008. Foreign institutional investors and custodians for the year 2008-2011, Office of Chief Public Information Officer and Inquiry and Adjudicating Officer for the period 2013-2019, Corporation Finance Department for 2019 to 2023. Sri Jivan Sonpatre ji, he took the responsibility of Executive Director of SEBI on 1st July 2024, and since then he is heading Market Intermediary Regulations and Supervision Department, Corporation Finance Department, and Recovery and Refund of PACL matters. So with this, I will request all of you to join with a big round of applause to welcome today's dignitary, and we are going to eagerly waiting for his expertise and knowledge with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. बहुत बड़ा इंट्रोडक्शन दे दिया. थैंक यू. गुड आफ्टरनून टू यू. नमस्कार. So सुबह की दोपहर हो गई. So somebody commented. So sir, thank you first of all, Nanda Saab, for this particular opportunity that you are given to me, and to SEBI for giving me this opportunity to come here and articulate some of the expectations that SEBI has from the CA profession. So we have friends on the dais. Thanks them. Thank you also for Mr. Kabra, who came in to invite for this particular event. Before I start, as a regulator, a disclaimer. So some of the views that I expressed here will be expressing here are my own and not necessarily of that institution. So Deven Choksi ji spoke about where we are, and he also mentioned where we are. That's the right perspective to gain. So he showed us what we were earlier and where we are now, and he also told us where we are going to be, how big the leap is going to be in the next 10 years or 12 years. So this is the golden period for India, and also the period where the government has rightly focused on Atmanirbhar Bharat. So that's the key word that we are going to be here. We are all glued to, and all our efforts across all government agencies, we are looking for something on those lines. So some more statistics let me put out to you for the year that was past. For the previous year, the IPOs have seen a stupendous growth. I think 1.7 lakh crores IPOs have been collected through 320 issuers. Out of which main board issues, I think somebody mentioned about SME IPOs. Main board issues, 80 main board issues collected 1.63 lakh crores, 63 lakh crores. If you would like to know what is the participation, how wide the participation would be, and how deep it is, and how attractive it has been for institutions and investors. Qualified institutional buyers subscribed almost 102 times the entire issue size that was there. On an average, the subscription level was that. For retail, it was 32 times the IPO. So that's the kind of figures we are looking at. For the year that is past, these are the figures. Today we are seeing, in September, last 3 days, 66 IPO documents filed within 3 days. That's the highest number of IPO documents filed ever in SEBI. We are sitting on a potent investor potential of 19 to 18 crore demat investors, number of accounts that have been opened till date. And this is just 7.5% of the entire investor saving populace. So saving is one, investment is another. So just imagine only 7% of the households have invested in this capital market. The kind of growth that we should be looking at, that shows where we should be. The amount of contribution or democratization of the entire securities market, just to give you a flavor, is today 50% of the trading turnover is contributed by retail investors, be it algo, be it on AP terminals, be it on apps, or even on internet trading. So that is the kind of position we are in today, especially on trading. As regards governance, I think we were speaking to one of the regulators earlier this week, and it was mentioned that some of the corporate governance norms that have been embedded in the LODR are some of the finest in the world, is the strictest in the world. So this is again on form. Substance is something that we will speak about later. So where do we see the entire population today of CAs, the present audience? So it would be naive to say that you don't play a critical part. You are a critical stakeholders in this entire capital market journey that we are having. And you bring in trust. We consider you as custodians of trust. You bring in trust into the financial market. And why is trust important? Trust is important because everybody is dealing on basis information in this particular securities market. So if a company is doing something and we want somebody to give a third-party validation or third-party certification, whom do we look for? We look for third-party independent entities like you, like ICSI, like ICMA, but since today it is ICAI event, so let me focus on you. So anything that we want, a certificate has to be issued. We say, okay, let the certificate be issued by an independent person called a chartered accountant. So this is embedded all across our provisions of law, be it the listing guidelines, the listing regulations, the delisting regulations, the SAST regulations for takeovers and buyback. So this forms integral part of what we are trying to lend your trust to this particular document, to the financial statement, or to the certificate that you are providing for various purposes that the regulations require issuers to come for. So definitely it's a key role. And over a period of time, we are finding that you are playing an increasingly larger role in what we call as the securities market. So over a period of time, we enhance capabilities both on the CA side as well as on the issuer side when we talked about key performance indicators, how they should be put out in the issue of a document. And that's where we had interaction with the ICAI. We are also working very closely with the ICAI on how do we evolve the internal audit. So everybody knows you do an internal audit for an intermediary, internal audit for a stockbroker or a mutual fund. So how do you use the lens of a regulator when you are doing an internal audit? The move is the change is to move from a tick box approach to apply the regulatory lens of a regulator to see why was this provision made rather than just ticking the box. So go behind the principle, understand the principle, and then implement in right earnest. So we are looking more for spirit rather than the letter of law. So that's the focus, and the ICAI Institute and other institutes are working with us to develop a curriculum for this so that we impart some kind of aptitude to the CAs that they see issues or internal audits from our perspective. Why is this important is, let's say 18 months now or let's say 2 years from now, if you are going to do an internal audit for any of the securities market intermediaries, you would be required to pass that certification from the NISM. Without that, you cannot do an internal audit. So that's why it's very critical that we actually inculcate this habit of regulatory compliance. Somebody talked about ethics. So this is what we are trying to give is ethics as well as the background, the curriculum, and the regulatory perspective on that. So why are we worried? We are worried because, like we say, there are a lot of people. नाम कमाने के लिए दो काफ़ी है और लेकिन नाम डुबाने के लिए एक भी ठीक है. तो ऐसा ही होता है. So just recently we got a valuation certificate by one of the big four firms, and obviously they would be members of your institute also. The valuation is 10 times, has been increased from 10 times, 100 times in just 3 days. And the reason given by the independent valuer, please remember he is an independent valuer registered with IBBI. He says that management has given me documents, and based on management interpretation, I am raising the valuation 100 times. So if this is the kind of community if you develop, then there are worries that the regulator is going to have. The expectation of the regulator is you should have some ethical standards when you are providing a document to a regulator in compliance with norms. So these are worries for a regulator. That being so, we have various other collaborations that we have had with ICAI, other than what Nanda Sahab has been part of the digital assurance guidelines and then the provisions that came in later on, the standards that came in later on. That was entirely an initiative that came from the SEBI perspective. SEBI had initiated this dialogue with ICAI. The internal audit is still in the work, so by, I think, January, we should be able to get there. The other thing that we have collaborated with ICAI is on the social stock exchange. So I think Dr. Singhal and Preeti Madam is here. So they were there who actually set up the entire standards for social auditors, social impact assessors. Unfortunately, the concept did not do so well with ICAI, but your lesser brethren, your ICMA has done wonderful, and I think there are almost 100 people who have been registered as social impact assessors there, and they are doing good work. So this is an opportunity for the ICAI to see whether they can do something more on the social stock exchange. We would like to see whether ICAI can do more awareness programs. Also, probably this has been my oft-repeated request to the council in all my presence in their seminars. Even they can think of adopting a district which are aspirational districts as per the government, and see whether we can list at least 1 or 2 SROs, because Kabra Sahab talked about bridge between corporates and the trusts. This is exactly the role we have to play. We have to bring the NGOs that need money to those that have the willingness or their heart to put their money into such charitable purposes. So it was good that we played the motto of ICAI, and we all know it talks about relevance is on vigilance, alertness, moral consciousness. They are very tall words, good words, but we need to implement them. It talks about awakeness, alertness, and being ethically aware of what is happening. So we need that, we need to build those pillars as a CA community. And there are some 4 pillars that our chairman has articulated right on the first day of taking over this year. And that was trust, transparency, teamwork, and technology. And we would like to see that ICA collaborates with us to bring into focus all these 4 pillars, how we can do. Teamwork with the ICAI should bring in more opportunities for you on the social impact assessment, internal auditors, digital assurance, and all other issues. I think one of the issues that SEBI will be engaging again with ICAI will be fine-tuning some of the documents that are in the IPO documents that we are doing, including the summary document, because today a document is almost 400 to 500 pages long. So what SEBI has started talk is to bring out a small booklet that captures the extract of the entire document in not more than 15 to 20 pages. So that's where I think we will be collaborating again with ICAI. But to end, we have a lot of opportunities. So every threat is an opportunity, provided you have the right perspective. So each and every threat, be it AI, be it digital, brings us opportunities to do better in our role, whether we as regulators or whether institute and its members, they can play a pivotal role in changing the trajectory of our country and ensuring that we achieve the goal that the government expects from all of us to be a Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you so much. Thank you.
What a wonderful, insightful discussion we had with Jeevan sir. Let's have a big round of applause for Jeevan sir for highlighting all the expectations of the stakeholders and giving us highly insightful informations, which is very, very relevant for our profession. Now, friends, it's time to introduce our own president, sir, CA Charanjot Singh Nandaji. Before introduction, I want to dedicate 3 lines to sir that आपका साथ धूप में छांव है, आपका साथ नाव में पतवार है, आपका साथ अंधकार में प्रकाश है, आपका साथ अंधकार में प्रकाश है. कर रहे हैं आपका स्वागत प्रेसिडेंट सर और दिल में बस आपका नाम है. With these now I request Sweta Jain ma'am to introduce our president sir.
Thank you, Saurabh. Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me a immense pleasure and pride to introduce a visionary leader of our profession, Honorable President Charanjot Singh Nanda, sir. Nanda, sir, is a dynamic leader who has always believed that chartered accountants are not just a number crunchers, but the nation builders and contributing to governance, accountability, and the economic growth of our country. With over 3 decades of rich professional experience, Sir has served the profession in various capacities as a Central Council member for multiple terms, chairman of several important committees of ICAI, and a well-known voice on public policy and financial reforms. His focus on empowering members, strengthening ethics, and building global recognition for Indian Chartered Accountant has brought a renewed energy and vision to our institute. Sir is supporting the government and as a member of IRDAI and SEBI PMSE committee. Sir is also an international representation as a member of SAFA, PAFA, and Asian Federation of Accountants. So today we are very honored and grateful that he is among us to inspire, guide, and lead by examples. Please join me in warmly welcoming our respected President of ICAI, Charanjot Singh Nanda, sir.
I request management team to play a video of Vishwasniya, please.
In a world of constant change, a partner that stands firm with deep-rooted values of excellence, independence, and integrity, and embracing the motto, Jaish Sukteshu Jagati. Driving India's economic growth is ICAI, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. ICAI stands committed to strengthening India's leadership in accounting and finance. Under the visionary leadership of C.A. Charanjot Singh Nanda, the 73rd President of the world's largest accounting body, ICAI, embarks on a transformative journey.
I am thrilled, honored to assume the position as 73rd President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. I want to tell you that I have dreams which I have seen over so many years before assuming this position. 3 important agendas for this council. Number 1, we mean business. When I come in a commanding position, you will see that there are certain sweeping changes. We want this to be as a boardroom, which does professional business, which transacts agenda which is of high order. Second important thing, the plight of members and students has to improve. Along with members and students and council, we have to take our employees along. They work exceptionally well in pressure. Let them ease out and work in normal circumstances in the same vigor in which they work in pressure.
The theme for the year 2025-26, Vishwasniya, meaning trustworthy, resonates with the commitment to be a trusted partner in India's development, illuminating the path towards Viksit Bharat. Asmakam karyam vishwasniyam Viksit Bharatasya samarpitam cha asti, meaning our work is trustworthy and dedicated to a developed India. V, vision for Viksit Bharat. V in Vishwasniya symbolizes a vision to make India a Vishwa Guru in the accounting world and steering the nation towards becoming a Viksit Bharat by 2047.
अपनी देश की इकोनॉमी को सही रास्ते पे ले जाने के लिए ये डेडिकेटेड फोर्स है और मैं डायरेक्ट से एज 73rd प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूट आपको कह रहा हूं सर, ये सब देश के लिए मर मिटने को तैयार है।
आईसीआई इंस्टीट्यूट जो कहती है वो करती है। तो अगर तीसरी इकोनॉमी का वादा कर लिया आपने, तो पूरे देश में आपके मेंबर्स हैं, उनमें आप अपनी ये भावना फैलाइए कि भारत को सबसे बड़ी तीसरी अर्थव्यवस्था हमें बनाना है और जब आप लग जाओगे तो निश्चित रूप से तीसरी सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बन जाएगी।
As far as chartered accountancy profession is concerned, the highest ethical profession is there, this chartered accountancy. Because we got such a, I don't say that by birth itself somebody becomes ethical. And by virtue of law, the implementation of law and the punishment that you have, those things that become as deterrents to see that you are not unethical.
I. Integrity and ethics.
ICAI ने यूडीएन यानी यूनिक डॉक्यूमेंट आइडेंटिफिकेशन नंबर की शुरुआत की है। इसके जरिए चार्टर्ड अकाउंट्स के प्रमाण पत्रों का सत्यायन हो रहा है। व्यवसाय में प्रामाणिकता की बहुत आवश्यकता है। मुझे खुशी है कि आपकी यूडीएन के जरिए ये सार्थक प्रयास शुरू किया गया है।
In the world of finance, where trust is paramount, ICAI stands tall as a beacon of integrity and ethics, shaping professionals who uphold the highest standards of ethics and accountability.
आपका सिग्नेचर सत्यता की, भरोसे की गवाही देता है। चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स देश के इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम के भरोसेमंद एम्बेसडर होते हैं। आप सरकार और टैक्स देने वाले नागरिकों और कंपनियों के बीच इंटरफेस का काम करते हैं। आपका सिग्नेचर देश के प्रधानमंत्री के सिग्नेचर की वो ताकत नहीं है जो ताकत एक चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट के सिग्नेचर की होती है।
Indian chartered accountants have earned unparalleled recognition for their trustworthiness and expertise. The accounts you sign inspire such immense confidence that the people invest crores of rupees based solely on your word.
S stands for sustainability and social impact. That is embedded in ICAI's core and actions. Going ahead this year, ICAI has formed a special group on impact financing that will focus on profit, people and planet. To inspire eco-conscious living among CA fraternity, a special group on enabling lifestyle for environment or life has been created, promoting sustainability in daily life. H. Holistic professional and leadership development. CA Charanjot Singh Nanda is an ardent proponent of holistic professional and leadership development. He believes that a healthy mind and a balanced life are the true foundations of professional success. Bringing the vision to action, a specialized committee on promoting work-life balance has been set up to promote well-being and personal development among members, students and employees. A for accelerating digital transformation. To keep Indian CAs at the forefront, ICAI is continuously accelerating digital transformation initiatives and has further strengthened the AI in ICAI committee, focusing on data analytics to elevate AI-driven solutions and education to the next level. S for stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder engagement is vital for true progress, and President ICAI strongly advocates public participation, emphasizing Janabhagidari at all levels. ICAI will actively collaborate with stakeholders for knowledge sharing, policy making, educating and creating awareness and fostering collective growth.
ICAI salutes our armed forces and every paramilitary force personnel who risk their life for our freedom. Our gratitude must not be seasonal, it must be perennial, it must be perpetual, it must be far-reaching. Let us all support their families with respect, opportunity and care.
End Nation First approach. Dedicating over 1.4 million CA professionals and students for the progress of the nation, ICAI embodies a Nation First approach, underscoring its commitment to India's economic progress.
देखिए, भगवान से दुआ है कि अगर अगली जिंदगी हो तो हिंदुस्तान में जन्म लूं। एक हिंदुस्तानी होना मेरे लिए फख्र की बात है और मैं मानता हूं आप सबके लिए फख्र की बात है। ऐसा देश नहीं मिलता, ऐसी मां नहीं मिलती जिसके गोद में आप हमेशा महफूज हैं।
We are truly grateful. We are also incredibly humbled that you are here and that your visit has come soon after the tragic events that this very town had to face. Most of you with spouses, many of you with children. Now you wouldn't do that if you didn't truly believe in the place.
ICAI के माननीय सदस्य ने इस देश के अंदर एक एथिकल प्रैक्टिस को लागू किया। विभिन्न फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर्स के अंदर उनकी लेखा परीक्षा में शुचिता लाए, उनकी ऑडिट में शुचिता लाए और उसी के साथ साथ भारत की तेजी से बढ़ती अर्थव्यवस्था के अंदर आपका बहुत बड़ा योगदान के अंदर।
हम बड़े रेजिलिएंट प्रोफेशन है
जी।
जैसे जैसे देश को हमारी जरूरत होती है, जैसे जीएसटी इंट्रोड्यूस होना था
जी।
हम सदैव तत्पर थे, तो हम सदा कदम से कदम मिलाकर चलते हैं। अगर आप बात करें बजट से पहले प्री बजट मेमोरेंडम, पोस्ट बजट मेमोरेंडम, डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स हम देते हैं, तो एज ए प्रोफेशन हम स्टैंडर्ड सेट करते हैं। वी सेट अप अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स, इंड एस ऑडिटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स, तो तमाम दुनिया के साथ हिंदुस्तान साथ चले और अग्रणी भूमिका में रहे, उसके लिए हम कार्यरत हैं।
I stands for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, driving startups and MSMEs through initiatives like the ICAI Startup Samvad and MSME Yatra. ICAI provides free advisory services, capacity building programs and financial empowerment, strengthening MSMEs as the growth engines of the economy. Why? Youth and women-led development. ICAI believes that youth are the architects of change and women-led development is the foundation of a progressive nation. With 67% of its members aged 40 or younger and one-third being women, ICAI is fostering a new era of leadership and inclusivity.
It's also heartening to know that the ICAI has started financial and tax literacy campaigns. I understand you're doing it all through the country. And this is going to help a lot of people, in spite of all that is available in public domain. A lot of people still get carried away by misinformation campaigns. And when you as Chartered Accountancy institution run a financial literacy and tax literacy campaign, it certainly has a lot of credibility.
A for accountability, trust and transparency. As the financial soldier of the economy, ICAI marches with accountability, stand firm on trust and illuminate the path with transparency, safeguarding prosperity, ensuring stability and strengthening the financial landscape of the country.
इस पूरे देश की आर्थिक व्यवस्थाओं के लिए डॉक्टर, मैं तो आपको सही में फाइनेंशियल डॉक्टर कहूँगी देश का, जो फाइनेंशियल हेल्थ जो है पूरे देश की ठीक रखे हुए हैं।
जैसे डॉक्टर में अपने लोगों को विश्वास होता है कि मेरा डॉक्टर सबसे बढ़िया, ऐसे सीए में विश्वास होता है कि जो मेरे सीए ने कह दिया तो बस वही सबसे बड़ी। तो इसलिए आपके ऊपर जो विश्वास आपके क्लाइंट का है वही सच मायने में ताकत है।
विश्वसनीय is a vision where digital revolution, leadership, innovation, integrity, sustainability unite with humanity to shape a prosperous India. Together, we forge a developed India that inspires the world. ICAI है निरंतर प्रयासरत अपने लक्ष्य की ओर, बनाना है विकसित भारत, थामे सशक्त विश्वास की डोर.
Let's welcome with a big round of applause our own President, sir, the torchbearer of our profession, respected CA Charanjot Singh Nanda, sir. Over to you, sir.
A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My very dear friend, the Executive Director, SEBI, Shri Jeevan Sonpatre Sahab, a man with an impeccable track record and ardent performer, the Chairman of the Committee for Financial Markets and Investor Protection, Shri Durgesh Kabra, the Vice Chairman, Shri Dayanavas Sharma, my very esteemed Council colleague Piyush Chhajar ji, the Chairman of WARC, Shri Ketan Saiyya ji and his entire team sitting here, Shri Krishna Iyer ji, the co-speaker of the next session, ladies and gentlemen, truly a momentous occasion. I am truly honored to be amongst you this afternoon. I want to tell you that Committee for Financial Markets and Investor Protection is so dear to my heart. I was more than 7 years the chairman of this committee. We used to do so many outreaches, we used to do so many investor protection programs that when I had to go to Nagpur and one of my cousin was getting married. So at the time of Barat there is a Milni. So they said, where is Charanjot? My father, where are you? I said, I'm in Nagpur. He said, then don't return home, you remain here only. So these are the days when we used to work and create value. And over the years this committee has grown in size and proposition. The committee has created value and worth for members all across. The right work done by this committee and adding value by calling regulators, by calling people who ultimately understand and give their views about this market is truly inspiring and truly commendable. Ladies and gentlemen, you are all aware that the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India was set up an Act of Parliament way back on 1st July 1949. When the most important document of the democracy, the Constitution, was not adopted. आप इस बात से बड़ी बात वाकिफ है कि हिंदुस्तान का संविधान 26 जनवरी 1950 को पारित हुआ था. The pertinent question that arises is, what prompted the Constituent Assembly to set up an Institute of Chartered Accountants of India when its own democratic setup was not in place? The answer is very candid, very simple, very forthcoming. They were looking for a disciplined band of soldiers to steer this country out of confusion and put it on the path of perpetual growth and advancement. And there we are, the financial soldiers to this great country, India. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a very humble beginning. 1949 with 1650 members and have ultimately culminated to become the largest accounting body of the world with over 5 lakh members and 11 lakh students. मुझे मजरूर सुल्तानपुरी साहब का वो कलाम याद आता है, मैं अकेला ही चला था जानबे मंजिल, मैं अकेला ही चला था जानबे मंजिल, लोग जुड़ते गए कारवां बनता गया. कितना खूबसूरत कारवां तैयार है इस प्रोफेशन का, which is making strides not only in India but internationally. If I speak about our international on roads, we were the first in the world to come out with guidance on remote auditing way back on 30th March 2020 when COVID had barely come in. We are the first in the world to promulgate 23 forensic standards. You'll be very happy to know you use IFRS and we pay the royalty to IFRS Foundation situated in London. तमाम दुनिया अब हमें रॉयल्टी देने को आतुर है. They want to give us royalty for using our forensic standards. I have here the chairman of DAB also sitting here, the vice chairman of this committee, Dayanavas Sharma. They have created a global forensic standards. So person sitting in Frankfurt, Toronto or Dallas in US, they can use this forensic standard for their investigation because all the standards have the usage of their local customs and local trade laws. This is your India now, this is your institute now. एक और मजेदार बात आपके नजर करूंगा, एक बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट बॉडी है द इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स ऑफ सिंगापुर. हमारी बड़ी हसरत थी कि हम इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स ऑफ सिंगापुर के साथ एमओयू करें. बड़ी खतो किताबत की लेकिन कोई मनमाफिक जवाब ना मिला. एंड देन 2022 came the World Congress, which was again held in Mumbai Geo Center. This was given to us after 108 years. Such splendid was the show that in the valedictory session, the Vice President of IFEX stood up and said, "Na bhuto na bhavishyito." I know only two Hindi words. She said, "I don't think that any nation in this world can copy what India has done. This level of indulgence, hospitality and benevolence can never be exhibited by any country, and therefore we scrap World Congress. Let India be the last host of World Congress." उसी World Congress के अंदर the President Institute of Chartered Accountants of Singapore तशरीफ लाई. As is customary, our President Shri Devashish Mitra requested him to kindly come and see our BKC building. Very reluctantly he went. But the moment he entered the building, he was taken aback. Oh my God, what beautiful, splendid, marvelous, outrageous, great, fantabulous building it is. Our President very humbly said, he said, "Sir, we have more than 130 such buildings in the country." He went back and wrote, "I don't think appropriate to have an MOU with India. MOU entails two parties, one a giver and taker. Rather, I propose that we have a unilateral announcement. And listen to that announcement, you'll feel proud of being a member of the institute." He said, "Any Indian chartered accountants who remains in Singapore for more than 6 months, for reason whatsoever, shall automatically be eligible to have the membership of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Singapore." देते ना थे जो जवाब, उनके सलाम आने लगे. देते ना थे जवाब, उनके सलाम आने लगे. वक्त बदला तो मेरे नीम के पेड़ पर आम आने लगे. How the institute is featuring, I will tell you. Yesterday I was in Delhi. 6th March 2025, we were the first to be called by parliamentary committee. Myself along with Piyush Hajar and our team went and made presentation on income tax bill. Yesterday was 6th November. We were the first to make a presentation in the same venue to the same parliamentary standing committee on IBC. The IBC amendment bill is there and we made the first presentation. Thereafter, the Honorable Vice President of India, who happened to be your governor, Mr. C.P. Radhakrishnan, called us. So we had a brief chat with them and a cup of tea with him. The moment I reached institute, I was pleasantly surprised to find a team from Indian Army led by the Lieutenant General Shri Chadda. They had come to sign an MOU with us. Indian Army in the institute. I was so thrilled, so happy. In the evening, we had a CFO program where more than 200 people attended. So institute now has gone on a different pedestal. You have to understand one thing, the more dedicatedly we work, the more faith the regulators have on us, the more prominent shall be our show. The entire world now looks to India for leadership. 81% of international technology initiatives emerge from India. We are masters in artificial intelligence. If you speak of technology, we have a committee AI in ICI, and on 1st July 2024 we launch a certificate course on artificial intelligence, and today we have more than 30,000 members, CS, who have qualified this certification course. And leave aside artificial intelligence, come to technology, come to blockchains, come to Internet of Things, come to data analytics, come to cyber security audits, come to information system audits. We are the world leaders. Again, I point my fingers to Dayanivas Sharma, the chairman DAB. We are now coming out with 23 standards on information system audit. Probably the first in the globe. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but we have now been acclaimed as world leaders in accounting profession. कहते हैं ना, ढूंढोगे घर तो ही रास्ते मिलेंगे, ढूंढोगे घर तो ही रास्ते मिलेंगे, मंजिलों की फितरत है खुद चलकर नहीं आती. You need to, coming to stock market, it is a forte of chartered accountants. We do the compliance reservoir. We do statutory compliances. We act hand in hand with SEBI. I met Mr. Tuhin Khan for the first time and I went for a courtesy meeting. He said, Mr. Nanda, you are a master in forensic audit, but I don't want postmortems. The moment you see there is a scam or a fraud, I want to nip it in the bud at that time so that gullible investors are not at all taken to task. Again, Durgesh Kabra, the chairman of CMFI, and Dayanivas Sharma, the chairman DAB. Immediately a committee was constituted taking members from SEBI, from NSE, from BSE and top professionals, and will be coming out with the report somewhere in mid of November. That would be an internationally acclaimed, valuable document citing various steps wherein you could immediately step in the moment you smell something is not going right. Early signs, early warning signs shall be acted upon. We have been doing forensic training for SEBI. I appreciate the efforts taken by Mr. Jeevan. Whether I'm national or international, I get a call from him. Mr. Jeevan has dedicated himself to the cause of financial reporting in the right esteem. So many inter-audit issues, so many statutory audit issues where the chartered accountants have defaulted, has been very realistically valued by him and discussed by me on various occasions. We chartered accountant needs to understand one thing. What we are today is because of the legacy of our forefather and forebears. They worked so hard to give us a great institute. We have to take it to even more further heights. Chartered accountants are masters in markets also. They act as trader, they act as investor. Whenever I'm asked to speak in a capital market seminar, the first thing I tell my investors is, my friends, chartered accountant, is to identify who you are. अजीम दुर्रानी ने एक बड़ी खूबसूरत बात कही है इंट्रोस्पेक्शन के ऊपर. उन्होंने कहा, आईने हंसने लगे और मुझे रोना आया, आईने हंसने लगे और मुझे रोना आया, आज बरसों बाद मेरी खुद से मुलाकात हुई. आप दुनिया को देखते फिरते हैं, खुद पे कभी नजर डालें. क्या हैं आप? क्या आप इन्वेस्टर हैं? क्या आप ट्रेडर हैं? क्या आप आर्बिट्रेटर हैं? क्या आप स्पेक्यूलेटर हैं? लेट्स स्टार्ट विद स्पेक्यूलेटर. स्पेक्यूलेटर को हम बड़ी बुरी नजर से देखते हैं. नो, दे आर पीपल हु लेंड क्रेडेंस टू द मार्केट. दे आर पीपल हु गिव very big desired support to the market. The market doesn't fall very sharply, it doesn't ride very sharply. That is where a speculator works. From speculator, the second step is a gambler. A gambler is a man who moves on his whims and fancies. मेरे एक दोस्त के पिताजी ने उसको ताकीद की कि तुम लेट उठते हो, सुबह जल्दी उठा करो. 9 बजे उठने वाला आदमी बेचारा 6 बजे आके बालकनी में खड़ा हो जाता था. उठना था, पिताजी की बात कैसे टाले. अब चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट था, सीए का दिमाग है, कुछ ना कुछ तो करेगा. जब बालकनी में खड़ा होता तो देखता एक तार है, उस पर तोते बैठते हैं. उसने 2-3 एनालिसिस के बाद समझा कि जब तोते इवन होते हैं मार्केट ऊपर होती है, जब तोते ऑड होते हैं मार्केट नीचे होती है. एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट वाज दैट कल कितने तोते हैं उसके बेसिस पर उसने आज ट्रेड करना शुरू कर दिया. अब बेचारा प्लस है, तोते कभी 3 होते हैं, कभी 5 होते हैं, कभी 7 होते हैं. 6 बजे का 11 बजे तक बीवी आके कह रही तुम क्या देखते हो तो बालकनी में 5-5 घंटे खड़े हो, कि बेचारा क्या बताए. द गैम्बलर्स बेंट ऑफ माइंड वेयर इज नॉट एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई, ही गोज ऑन हिज whims and fancies to create value. Third is an arbitrator. Arbitrator is a man who understands that when there is price difference between two markets, He buys from the cheaper market and sells in the expensive market. The best part of IT-based trading is that your volumes can be phenomenal. Whatever amount you want to invest, you can always identify the difference and invest that. But we are not gamblers, we are not speculators. We are even not arbitrators, we are investors. Who are investors? Investors are people who make long-term investments. Again, I'll say something about Durgesh Kabra, the chairman of Capital Market and Financial Capital Market Committee. He's also the chairman for Career Counseling Committee. Both of us were sitting. He said, Mr. Nanda, do you know? In Rajasthan, we had financial and tech literacy subject from 6th standard onwards. That moment he was directed to make a syllabus with help of CBSE. CBSE has requested us to make a syllabus and we'll go across to propagate financial literacy, financial knowledge, financial thought process in primary schools. I'm reminded here of Warren Buffett. Somebody asked him, Mr. Buffett, what is your greatest regret? He said, my greatest regret in life is that I started investing late. Next question, when did you start investing? He said, when I was in 7th. So Durgesh Kabra Sahib is preempted from 6th, he'll make them start investing so that they do not have any regrets in life. You have to learn the markets. Markets now move around the corner. You leave a very bullish market. Normally, when you get up in the morning, early morning, you are introduced to the Japanese market, Nikkei and Hang Seng. By the time you get up for a breakfast, the Indian market opens. By the time you go for your lunch and siesta, the European and German markets open. By the time you go in the club for an evening snack or dinner, the US markets open. So it's round the clock, and as a person who has deep interest in the market, you have to keep an account of the entire proceedings across the board. Yesterday night you saw how Dow Jones fell like a pack of cards. Today morning Nikkei also fell and then Indian market fell very sharply and then started recovering. So if you want to understand markets, it can only be by hard way. There is no simple way of learning the markets. There is no simple way to achieve success. आप देखते हैं एक पत्थर की मूर्त को तराश कर भगवान बनाया जाता है और आप ताउम्र उसके सामने सर झुकाते हैं. आपको खुद को भी तराशना पड़ेगा. कहते हैं बुतों तारीफ है तुम पर. बुत मीन्स मुजस्मा, स्टैच्यू. बुतों तारीफ है तुम पर, तरक्की इसको कहते हैं. ना तराशे थे तो पत्थर थे, तराशे तो खुदा निकले. आपको अपने आप को तराशना पड़ेगा. और एक और इंपॉर्टेंस मैं आपको शेर के नजर से बताऊंगा. कहते ना कुछ लोग आए वक्त के सांचे में ढल गए. कुछ लोग आए वक्त के सांचे में ढल गए और कुछ और आए जो वक्त के सांचे बदल गए. हम आपसे बदलाव की उम्मीद रखते हैं एज ए लीडर इन फाइनेंशियल मार्केट्स, एज ए लीडर हु ड्राइव्स द मार्केट, एज ए लीडर हु क्रिएट्स फाइनेंशियल knowledge, impetus, thought process. We have to be preemptive. Our total indulgence, our total thought process has to be in sync with the international best practices. Indian markets are 5th largest in the world. I don't speak about the size. Our trade guarantee funds are the best. Our margin systems are the best. No default since 2001. 24 साल से इतनी बड़ी मार्केट में कितने लोग काम करते हैं, एक भी डिफॉल्ट नहीं. I want to compliment the regulator here. We have Mr. Jeevan and his 2 people from his team. The regulators have lent this credence to us. Why FI want to come and invest in India? They are clear on one issue. They cannot be robbed here. I went with Mr. Raja Raman, the chairman of IFSCA, across the world. Went to London, went to San Francisco, went to Melbourne, Sydney. People are so keen to invest in Indian papers. They understand 2 things. Number 1, every market can have its weaknesses. that nobody can stop whether it goes up or down, it is market driven, but no manipulation should be allowed. And number two, खुदा ना खास्ता कोई manipulation हो गई, then SEBI will ensure that justice is meted out. This thing and coming of IBC has now put India at the top parlays. The markets are at its all-time high, and more importantly, the return they give to people are phenomenal. I can give you a small example. I was a chairman regional council in 2002-03. आज से तकरीबन 22 साल पहले मेरा बचपन यमुनानगर में गुजरा. आपने सुना है यमुनानगर हरियाणा में जगह है. तो हम छोटे थे तो हमारे दूर के रिश्तेदार होते थे, हमें अपने घर चाय पे बुलाते थे, बड़ी खुशी से जाते थे. बच्चों को क्या चाहिए, 5-7 तरह की मिठाइयां. फिर मुझे पता चला कि मुफलसी के दौर में आ गए. जब मैं चेयरमैन था तो वो फानी दुनिया से कूच कर गए. तो उनके अंतिम संस्कार में मैं दिल्ली से पहुंचा. अंतिम संस्कार के बाद जब हम निकलने लगे तो उनके बड़े बेटे ने कहा कि नंदा साहब आप चार्टर अकाउंटेंट हैं, कुछ देर रुक के जाइए, पिताजी का कुछ सामान है उसका बंटवारा करवा दीजिए. मैंने बड़ा डिस्टिंग्विश सुना कि पीछे कोई बंदा कह रहा था कि बुजुर्गवार के स्टेट का बंटवारे की बात करते हैं, हमें तो लगता है कि वो दवाई के अभाव में मरे. मैं वहां बैठा, जैसे आप पाकिस्तान से जो लोग आए थे, बड़े ट्रंक, मिलिट्री वाले काले रंग के ट्रंक होते हैं, उससे चेन बंदी होती है. चेन को तोड़ के जब ट्रंक खोला गया, जीवन जी आप बड़ा अचंभित हो गए सुन के मैं क्या कह रहा हूं. द ट्रंक एट दैट टाइम हैड शेयर्स वर्थ 230 करोड़ रुपीस. उसके ऊपर उनका बही खाता पड़ा था जिसको लंडे लैंग्वेज में लिखा था. लंडे इज अ लैंग्वेज विच वाज रिटन अकाउंटिंग एट दैट टाइम. उसका कोई भी ज्ञाता नहीं था. अ पर्सन वाज सेंट टू अ विलेज एंड 80-year-old मैन बॉट. He came and said that his total investment in the market was 6,700 rupees, which lasted, he sold some share also, which translated into money worth 50 lakh rupees, dividend worth 1.92 crore rupees. अगर वो शेयर्स उनके सक्सेसर्स के पास आज तक महफूज हैं तो उनकी कीमत कम से कम 3,000 करोड़ होगी. ये रिटर्न सिर्फ मार्केट दे सकती है. दैट इज ओनली फॉर इन्वेस्टर्स हु बिलीव इन द मार्केट, हु इन्वेस्ट लिटिल बट कीप इट फॉर ए लार्जर पीरियड. आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू गिव यू अ हिंट दैट इफ यू वांट टू क्रिएट वैल्यू एंड वर्थ इन मार्केट देयर आर ओनली 2 ways. एक साहब ने बहुत खूब कहा है कि स्टॉक मार्केट में लखपति बनना बड़ा आसान है, प्रोवाइडेड आप पहले से करोड़पति हो. You have to take the second step reversely. For that, you need to have discipline. You need to have a mind which is able to assimilate and create value. And as professional chartered accountants, we have this value. And we acknowledge this. We have come out with the revised code of ethics, and that is for public exposure. There we have allowed chartered accountants to become research analysts. But if they are endorsed by a regulator, a new professional opportunities have been thrown open for chartered accountants. We have to now exhibit to the world that nobody else can take better investment decisions than us. Going ahead, I like to rush so that I don't stand between you and the beautiful lunch that is being served. You have next session also? Next session. Durgesh is good. Don't have false hopes. Lunch से पहले एक सेशन और है. आई एम रिमाइंडेड कि एक शख्स बड़ी शिद्दत से बोल रहे थे. धीरे धीरे सब लोग चले गए, एक लोग बैठे रहे जहां मैडम सालवा बैठी हैं. नीचे उतर के बड़े मशकूर से, बड़े ग्रेटिट्यूड से उनका शुक्रिया किया. थैंक्स मैडम, सबका मेरे पे अकीदा विश्वास उठ गया. आप बैठी थी. कहते नहीं, आई एम द नेक्स्ट स्पीकर, मुझे बैठ के सुनो. सो सर, आई डोंट फील ऐसा कुछ होना चाहिए. आई एम कमिंग टू द कंक्लूजन ऑफ माई डिस्कशन. Very rightly said by Durgesh Kabra that times have changed drastically. Earlier, we were guided by FIs, and today investors and their SIP has created such value. सारा पैसा बाहर चला गया, फिर भी मार्केट अपने टॉप पे है. What a great exhibit of strength of Indian investors who understand that market is something which will remain till long. One more thing I want to tell you. Sir spoke about internal audit by ICI. जीवन सर, मेरी आपसे जब लास्ट बात हुई थी, I want to tell you we have a very dynamic internal audit standard board. मैंने जिंदगी में 2 ही बार मोहब्बत की है. एक बार फाइनेंशियल मार्केट से और एक बार इंटरनल ऑडिट स्टैंडर्ड बोर्ड से. उसका भी मैं तकरीबन दिस इज माय 7th टर्म इन द काउंसिल. 7 टर्म, 21 साल. तो मैं 10 साल इंटरनल ऑडिट स्टैंडर्ड बोर्ड का भी चेयरमैन रहा हूं. सर एक बार आप चेयरमैन को बुलाइए, let the local people sit with you, our council members, and devise a method, sir. They want to work. Let us create something where they're able to effectively add value, sir. Forensic standards, we have now come out with more international standards. Rightly, with people who understand the financial markets, let us keep some stringent areas where they have to focus, they have to have that expertise, and then you can keep them. Two things before I say goodbye to you. First thing, we do lot of interactions. हमें आपस में जुड़ना पड़ेगा. मुझे LinkedIn में जुड़ सकते हैं. मेरा LinkedIn account मेरे नाम से ही है, चरणजोत सिंह नंदा. We post so many things. I want to listen from you. It is practically not possible to speak on phone or write on WhatsApp. But LinkedIn is a very good platform where we could join and create worth. And coming to the last important topic of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I spoke about our international perspective. Taking India to the forefront, we have now, after World Congress, which was scrapped, started WOFA, World Forum of Accountants. After World Congress, we did GLOPAC in Gandhinagar. Then WOFA 2.0 in Delhi. At that time, I told the then President, Mr. Ranjit Agrawal, I said, sir, let us not change the name every time. Let WOFA be something which has to go till perpetuality. And now we are doing WOFA 2.0 in Greater Noida, Expo Center, Greater Noida. I want to tell you, it will be a great fantabulous program with over 25,000 chartered accountants joining it as participants. We'll have best of the regulators all across the world coming and speaking. Yesterday I had a talk with the office of Ajay Banga, President of World Bank. I want to tell you very good news. People from industry will always relish the speech of Vaibhav Taneja, the CFO of Tesla. He has also very kindly consented to come. We'll have best of the speakers, best of technical topics, best of breakout sessions, global capability centers, technology, outsourcing, capital markets, system audits, information system audits. We have such great complex of sessions. और शामें भी बड़ी अच्छी गुजरेंगी. पहले दिन सिकंदर सरताज हैं, दूसरे दिन मिक्का जी हैं, बहुत सारे बैंड्स हैं. मैं आपको सिर्फ ये बताना चाहता हूँ, अंडर अ सिंगल रूफ we'll have the best of the international conference whichever you could have thought. So I propose and request all of you to kindly get registered for World Forum of Accountants. A place where you can truly do networking, you can have your phone stall also. We had allowed it only for one time in a year when you do an international conference. When people have stalls from international bodies, international CAs, we have allowed Indian CAs also to do that. And for normal CAs, it starts as low as 2 lakh rupees. Let us have a thought process which creates value. Let us have something which is forward looking. सोचने से कहाँ मिलते हैं तमन्नाओं के शहर, सोचने से कहाँ मिलते हैं तमन्नाओं के शहर, चलने की जिद भी जरूरी है मंजिल पाने के लिए. We have to walk, we have to create value, and with these words I want to thank the Committee on Financial Markets and Investor Protection for inviting me. कितनी मोहब्बत होगी मेरी आपसे. रात 2:30 बजे मैं आके यहाँ पर लगा. 10:30 I flight took it, came late, I reached here at 1:45. अपने होटल जाते जाते मुझे 2:45 बज गए. 2:45 सोकर भी मैं 6:30 बजे जुड़ गया आपसे मिलने के लिए, इतना ललायत था मैं. Let us have this friendship, this relationship alive. I am nothing, I am one amongst you. But this profession is very strong. The position of president is very strong. I have with me our past president, Shri Praful Chadad, a dynamic personality who gave a new dimension to the working of the institute. Every president comes with certain dreams, but all the dreams unify towards creating a greater than life image for ICI. ICI is our mother institute. All across the world now, people admire chartered accountants. I was in Hanoi 7 days back. When I was asked to make a presentation, I told them we have 5 lakh chartered accountants. The president of AFA said, sir, you are here with so many other bodies. All members of other bodies put together will not be 25% of what you are. This is acknowledgement. And not only numbers, we work by turpitude, we work by burning midnight oils. And this makes our profession great. I'm proud to be a chartered accountant, and so are you. Let's all work to make our institute the best institute of the world and make our country an economic superpower. Thank you. Thank you so much.
What a wonderful interaction we had with our Honorable President, sir. Let's have a big round of applause. I recognize the presence of FAST WRC Chairman B.M. Agarwal, sir, and the current Secretary, Jinal Samla, madam. We have two important announcements that we are unveiling two important publication. First is reference manual of WRC with the hand of President, sir, and Chief Guest, Jeevan, sir. So I request if anybody want to have one or two questions with our President, sir, or Chief Guest, you are invited for that. Or offline we can discuss so many things with the President, sir. Sir is here till lunch, so we like to have. And first I like to have unveiling of the reference manual of WRC for this year with the hand of President, sir, and all the dignitaries on the dais. I request all regional council and central council members to join for this unveil of reference manual. And after that, we'll have launching of listing opportunity at IFSC, a complete guide publication from the committee. I request past President, sir, Honorable Prafulla Chhajet, sir, to join for the same, and the past Chairman, B.M. Agarwal ji. We have important launching of committee's publication on listing opportunity at IFSC, a complete guide. May I now request team to present all the books to all our dignitaries. After important announcement, we have a presence of the Vice Chairman of this committee and Central Council member CA Dayanivas Sharma ji with us. May I now like to invite for his concluding remarks, and he is man of action at ICI, I can say. So let's welcome with a big round of applause CA Dayanivas Sharma ji.
Thank you very much. Honorable President, listening to you is something like, loving again the same thing. Similarly, I think all of us agree, right? We've started loving back our profession with his words of inspiration and motivation. Lot of people might not remember certain things, even the chartered accountants for that matters. I do not want to blame regulators alone or the government alone, but a lot of people are not aware of certain beautiful things which Institute has done and continuing to do time and again in the entire ecosystem. Whether it is training regulators, whether it is training the enforcement agencies, whether it is contributing towards the finance and tax literacy, whether it is contributing with regards to the funds at any given point in time where it is required. And most importantly, the kind of knowledge dissemination which is happening across the board, from the youngest newly qualified chartered accountant to the oldest and the senior most chartered accountant in the profession. Because I come from a background where I am a second generation chartered accountant, I have this third generation also in place. President sir, I think somewhere we need to actually request all the people. Jeevan sir, one point which I would like to mention here. You had certain concerns which we appreciate. We always welcome concerns coming forward from all the regulators and the people who are guiding the institute. वो हर बार क्या हो रहा है सर, इतना सारा काम करने के बाद तारीफ तो किसी चीज़ की मिलती नहीं है, दो गलतियों की सज़ा हर बार मिलती है. तो when I talk about that fact sir, what has happened is in the universe of 6,000 plus listed companies in India, I think less than 500 companies over a period of I don't know how many years, there have been frauds reported. And unfortunately, the frauds are being conducted by the promoters or the management. A chartered accountant is only a scapegoat in the process because we only do the audit for a specified period of time, not beyond. If it is an investigation, you get a longer period of time to do certain things because I also hold the position of the chairman DAB. What has been happening is every time a question is coming towards a little credibility of a chartered accountant. But equally the credibility for what work is being done is never been shared by anyone, unfortunately. This is a fact. And I'm thankful to my president that he's done a great thing. I think most of the people who are not aware, we are the only institute which has come out with the forensic standards, which no one has bothered about till date. When you talk about the larger economies in the world, they also have not come because of the fear might be they had, but we took that bold decision to come forward. We have also done multiple such things. We have been talking about a technology era, not now. So we have introduced the concept of DISA as a course. 22 years back, when people were not even knowing what DISA is all about. And in this period of time, we have trained 36,000 chartered accountants on system audit framework. The learning inclination of a chartered accountant, rather I'll have seen from one perspective than when we launched AI course, particularly last year. I don't think any other body in the country also has come close to us. When the embracing happened, 35,000 people, 35,000 chartered accountants have completed their online training, not online, I'm sorry, it is a physical training on AI. And we have 35,000 chartered accountants, which I don't think anywhere in the world, any institute has reached there. I appreciate each and every member who have taken that spirit in their mind that learning doesn't end anywhere. Every time we rose with the government's expectation, when it was GST, we stood very strong. When it is technology, we are standing very strong. When it is the time where cyber security is coming in, we are coming out with our own information system audit standards shortly, which you all will see, where no other people in the entire ecosystem have come forward. We are giving all this knowledge from our side. We are training people from our side to various government agencies. That amount of appreciation doesn't come. This organization has been, I think, one thing, President sir, we have been inward looking. We never praised ourselves. Neither we appreciated or neither we waited for some other person's appreciation. Any smallest amount of criticism, we have stood for it and we ensured that we solve that problem also in time to come. Capital markets is one thing which I would like to say, friends, as rightly stated by President sir, that we play a different role. A role of a chartered accountant who is signing a balance sheet, a role of a chartered accountant who is doing advisory for people to grow in their life, and much more in the process. Just to tell you one fact, very shortly next week, which is 14th of this month, which is next Saturday, I am talking about, we are conducting one of the biggest programs where we are inviting at our own cost all the private equity and venture capital funds to make them understand how standardization of financial reporting can not only give benefit to them, but also to a regulator. I think we should give a round of applause for our institute for contributing without expectation on a continuous basis. Friends, I never wanted to be a chartered accountant, but when I became chartered accountant, I cannot stop loving it. And after listening to my president, I am proud that I am not only a second generation chartered accountant, I am not only a second generation council member, but my third generation is also coming into it. And let us tell one fact among all of us, I think most of us have got their children into the profession. If the intentions of these professions are very strong to build the right nation, I think we are standing tall every time before the government, before the regulators to contribute what we can do. It is a matter where all contributions which are being made are also to be looked in from a different perspective. One thing which I would like to talk to all regulators have given opportunity is there, sir. Chartered accountants have been qualifying their audit reports. President, sir, it is a continuous fact. We never actually counted the mistakes of others. We would have done that, and we would have listed down the list of qualification which we have given over a period of time. At that point in time, many of them have not reacted. Many of the regulators have not reacted. But we continue to qualify. When certain thing went wrong, at that point in time, the questions were, what did the auditor do? The auditor has rightly qualified. That is the maximum which an auditor can do. And that is continuing to be done. And we are actually strengthening the process. We are ensuring that every time, how best we can qualify, what we can do. We are doing this research paper which President Sir has actually agreed with the Chairman SEBI, where we are coming out with one of the world's unique document which is going to talk about, by taking, sir, 60 orders of SEBI, making a listing of one fact that who is at a fault, whether it is a promoter, whether it is a management, whether it is a CFO, whether it is an independent auditor, independent director, whether it is internal audit, whether it is an auditor. Who is at a fault and which section of it is to be triggered, and how these early warning signals are to be understood by people. Investors are running towards the markets, but the fact is they also have to understand the audit reports which are being issued by chartered accountants. I request you all people to be those soldiers to actually guide people to read the financial statements along with the audit report, rather than only the newspaper articles which are coming in. This is the side of orders we have got, this is done, this is not done. How to read a balance sheet without audit report or notes to accounts is something which we need to actually tell people. These are the important aspects. I think that role each one of us have to play, not only looking at the share price, but the value add can come from us to build the right nation by giving the right suggestions in this perspective. It is a great opportunity undoubtedly to have all the people here. They are the past presidents who are there. President Sir himself, with the love for the profession as well as this committee, has landed here at late night. And we have past President Praful Sir, who has been sitting. My first year in council, I still remember the way he actually drived the entire meeting with Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and that legacy is continuing one after another. And Nanda Sir, I think you are setting a newer standards for the time to come for the presidents to ensure that how constructively we need to put before our members the entire discussions, what contribution the institute has made in lives of people and the society as such. So that is one thing which I would like to say. Thank you all for coming in. You are all the brand ambassadors of the profession, and I think that little spark with regards to compliance of law and regulations, reading the right financial statement, reading it rightly, is something which you all have to contribute and participate. There is much more. I have one session to come and talk about on the standardization of financial reporting framework with regards to private equity and venture capital funds, how to handle MSME to go for a larger business horizons. We are going to talk about it tomorrow. But till that time, the entire office, regional council members, and all the past and present central council members who have come here, and all the members who are part of this seminar today, thank you all for making it possible. We also thank the media as well as the auditorium Terapan Bhavan, along with all the office staff, for making this program successful. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Daya sir, for your enlightening words. Now it's time to present a moment or two to our chief guest and President sir also in terms of token of appreciation. I request Committee Chairman C. Durgesh Kabra ji, Vice Chairman Dayanivas Sharma ji, WRC Chairman Ketan Sayya ji, CCM Piyush Chajet ji to present token of appreciation on behalf of committee and WRC.